Well, hi, Abby.
Hi, Evie. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hi.
Well, Abby, I'd like you to meet Hettie Richter. She is the animal communicator. We've sent her the pics of Smelly, previously known as Black Bean or Blackie.
Yeah.
And Hettie, this is Abby, and take it away.
Okay, so Smelly, my sister and I, we used to own a little restaurant in Mossel Bay on the harbour. And so we were the go-to cat ladies whenever there was something with the cats, or, because there's loads of cats in the harbour. We were the go-tos. And the one day there was one of the fishermen opened a hatch in his boat, which was docked at the time, and a mommy cat ran out. And in the hatch were two little tiny kittens, a dead kitten, and a slightly bigger kitten, which comes from another litter, which she must have rescued. Anyway, one of those tiny, the smallest ones, was Smelly. And they couldn't have been more than a couple of days old. And then obviously they needed to be hand raised. So my sister hand raised Smelly herself with a bottle, and she had to get up every 2 hours. And she actually slept on the couch in her lounge with these kittens around her because she was so petrified they were going to die, especially Smelly, who at the time was Black Bean, because he was so tiny. And it was sort of touch and go for a bit, but he survived, and now he's a homewrecker of note.
Sometimes when you feed them from like few days old, some of them gets massive character and cockiness as well.
Absolutely.
So yes, and it's interesting. One of the photos is where he was smaller. There was a white line running on his back. If you go look at that line, it's the colors are lighter. It's white. He says it was his mohawk. You go look at the pictures. It's Smelly, and there's a line on his back. That's white hair. That's lighter hair. Now, normally, it's interesting with the horses. When there was an old injury, the hair comes out as white. But this, I do feel, is not a physical injury he had. So this is quite interesting. So for me, it's on a soul level. It's on a soul level that he had a trauma. Because I'm going to show you a picture. Let me see. Can you see the picture that I drew of Smelly?
Yeah. Yes, I can see.
He's looking away. So I see a line running, and then it makes a gap, and it runs again. That's his power center. So for me, there was on a soul level something. So his power center is too big. Normally, when you get dogs, that's you know where you have a pack of dogs and they constantly go for the one. That one's power center is underactive normally, and the one that's the bully, his power center will be overly active. His power center is not only overactive, but it's like there's a hole there. But I'll work on that on another level. So that's for me fascinating. Sometimes I get horses that's born with a marking, and they say this marking represents something else on another level. That is born with the same marking. But if you go look, when he was small, you sent one from his back. There's a line of lighter colored hair on his back. So I'm going to work on that level. That's interesting because his power center is too active, overly active, and then they normally bloody bullies. They bullies.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's the bully one. Yeah.
He bullies the dog. When my dog passed away recently, but when my sister brings her dog to visit, then he bullies the dog.
No, his power center is not only overactive; it's like too big. So I'll work on that. Sorry, it's a bit funny, but it would have been better if he had a physical trauma to the physical body. But this is not something on the physical level. Oh, is he not attacking? Oh, there we go. Sorry. So for me, if you would run your hand over his back, he would react. If your hand goes there, he will go and I don't know if you run your hand sometimes there, he goes and he bites or he wants to get away. So that's in that area. So keep that in mind. you know, that in that certain area, you don't run your hand really over, because I think he's quite sensitive there.
Well, yeah, so you should sort of stick to his head, or his tummy.
And then he's not so naughty with your child, hey?
No. So my child is the only one, and okay, my little boy, he's just turned 7. He picks him up and he holds him like this, and he runs and he rolls around with him, and they play games together where they chase each other, and he throws stuff and he hides from him, and he plays with him, and he's great with him. But with adults, you walk in the house and he goes straight for you. He's a nightmare. But it can go too far with the child as well. You know, the child gets too much and then you'll attack him, but then the child knows as well it's too much. By babies. If there's a baby, I've got a baby as well, and the babies in the house, he's fascinated. He doesn't attack them or anything, but he lies by them. He wants to be by the babies.
Because he says it's his child. He's there for your child. That's his love. Your child's his purpose, not you.
Yeah. Well, my child calls him his son.
Okay, good. Because
he says he's Smelly's dad, his son.
Yeah. And he said he actually helps your child on a heart level, on an emotional level, because according to Smelly, your child's a special one. This one is a special one. Oh my gosh, this is something very weird, but I'm going to say it. None of you have a connection with a farm.
My husband sort of, but not really a farm, but kind of, yeah, I suppose.
Because he's showing a farm where there's gold on the eastern border. But he says if someone is looking there, they need to go more south. Yeah, gold or something in the ground. On the eastern border.
Abby, whatever farm that is, you need to find it. Abby, thank you so much for joining us. You have yourself a wonderful day, and I hope that these insights have helped you now with Smelly.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity, Evie. It was very, very cool. Really cool.
kykNET 94.5